All right, Worldcat 235. So a baby catamaran, pretty sharp looking. Like it. Outriggers. There we go. Twin Yamaha 150s on it. Chad with Worldcat.
Sunrise Marine.
And Sunrise Marine. They have dealership here in Foley, also in Daphne, and in Florida. So, Chad, take us through this beauty and why we should choose a Worldcat over maybe an other brand catamaran or other brand boat even.
Sure, catamarans are continuing to grow in popularity in all markets, certainly in this one here. We're on the 235cc. This is a brand new boat, 2023 model. It's a really unique vessel overall in that carries a 9-inch draft, which is pretty wild for a boat that you can run offshore with. We do have options from a power standpoint, a 115 or a twin 150s. This particular boat does have 150s selected on it. So, from an efficiency standpoint, you get to cruising speeds of, 30, 35 miles an hour. And depending on how your load is and how you're set up, you can get upwards of 3 miles to the gallon. So that gives you a near 270 mile range. On a 23-foot boat, which is great, and gets out and runs in rough water with the best of them. So super versatile. All of our boats are about versatility. As a brand, Worldcat brings a lot of creature comforts to the table. So our fit and finish and amenities are up there at the top. We've been working hard at that for 25 years now. So you're going to see really nice leaning post features, bolster action here, right? And then big forward bow seating on all of our boats. And the 235 center is that different in all aspects. You've got big backrests and huge bow seating. Underneath all three of these lockers are fully insulated boxes. So the tub's insulated, the lid's insulated, and everything drains overboard. So that's a big deal. You're not going to see that on a lot of boats at 23 feet, certainly. Something we've done on the 235 center, which is different from the 230 a year or two ago, is forward console entry. So I have not opened this up yet, and I'm happy to see that there's not a bunch of stuff in here, but you do have the option of putting a porta potty in here. What's great about the forward console entry on a catamaran, especially for a center console, you are in the tunnel of the boat. So this is very shallow here. So on our center consoles, it's very shallow, and this forward console entry allows you to be able to reach in for your boat bags, your gear, without having to crawl through a small side console entry. So this is unique for us on the 235 now. Gives you a great opportunity to not only have a head in our boat at 23 feet, but additional storage that's easy to get to. Right?
Okay.
So, beam on the boat's 8.6. With all our boats, we carry the beam all the way forward. That's why, as you pan around to the bow of this boat, you see huge space for a 23-footer. You can put your whole family up front of the boat, comfortably sit, and of course, the rod is what brings people to the table more times than not for a catamaran. And it's true, you can actually ride up here in the bow of our boat, reasonable conditions.
That's what I was going to ask. We've had D-bottom boats, monohulls, and yeah, when there's a little bit of chop, the last place you want to be riding is up front.
Yep, that's right. And that's what we've been groomed to do, right? If you have not owned catamarans or ridden on catamarans, certainly our boats, it takes a demo to be able to understand that that's the case and that's the reality. Again, under reasonable circumstances in a 23-foot boat, it's a game changer. You do not have to run and fight for the 2 seats in the back or the 3 seats in the back. You can actually sit up here. These are planing hull designs, okay? So it's a semi-planing hull design. So that brings a lot of efficiency to the table, but that means the boat's just going to get up on top and run on top. You can trim, create attitude with the bow. It rides high and dry and proud, and it allows you to sit up front and run over stuff all day long. So,
great.
Yeah.
So on this boat, what are options that
We have mostly standard features on all of our boats. This is the 235cc again. All the electronics you see, the Garmin display, multifunction Yamaha display, JL audio stereo, Garmin VHF. These are all standard features for us. Raw water washdown standard, live well standard. What is optional on this particular boat? Forward seating is all standard. What is optional on this particular boat really is the color choices that you've seen. So this particular boat has black powder coating over white, or white is standard. You can choose black powder coating or shadow package. You can see with this particular shadow package, you've got gray accent helm mat, gray accent on the footrest here, the SeaDeck mat. It blends in really well with the interior and the interior color design. All of our cushions here that you see on this boat, these are standard and how they come outfitted. So at the transom, you transform from a casting platform when these aft seats are down and laid down to two very large, oversized aft seats. I always like to show people we've had some weather, so it's a little wet. I'm not going to sit down on this at the moment, but they're really wide and they're really comfortable. A lot of times when you see these aft seats, these jump seats, if you will, that are laid down and give you the opportunity to have a casting platform, a lot of times they're real small. Guys like me don't fit in them so well, so they're really big, oversized, very comfortable seating at the back of the boat. And certainly you don't have to run back here when you're running to get the best ride. It's the same ride everywhere, but when you do, it's really comfortable.
All right, is that the live well, or is this access to the...
Yep, no, this is centerline live well here. Okay, so this is a standard feature in our boat. Great location. All of our boats have this big old extended platform and dive ladder. Right now the ladder is in the down position, but again, back to the beginning when we started, the versatility of the platform is really what we're known for and people love who own our boats. You know, from a casting deck, this is fantastic. If you are fishing the boat, the ability to walk all the way to the back of the boat and get your rod tip here around the back of the motors instead of being stuck all the way here in the cockpit is pretty phenomenal. I mean, you're literally with the ladder up, able to work all the way around the back of the motors, work a fish all the way to the front of the boat, the entire bows platform as well. So again, that versatility is fantastic.
Yeah, that's definitely something I've always noticed about Worldcats, and I like, because as a fisherman and a scuba diver, having easy entry and exit from the boat is paramount. And then also now with, you know, making sure you bring the wife and the kids so that way she's happy so you can have your boat and go out. I think that would be great for going out to the sandbar or just going out cruising with the family as well.
We're always going to do everything we can to have the whole family involved. When you own a boat, the whole family is involved. Usually the other family's around too. But no, we're always going to offer and provide, again, those creature comforts, comfortable seating, quality fit and finish. This is our 25th year of manufacturing, so we've been doing this quite a while and doing everything we can to get better every year. So you mentioned diving. You know, when we're finished up here in a second, as you shoot the rest of the boat, you can see the ladder and swing it up. You can climb up and down our ladder with your fins on. You know, so everyone struggles with these, you know, little fold-up, pop-out ladders, you know, getting in and out of the water. This is something we've done from day one. We have that ability because it's a cat and these motors are spread apart and out of the way to give you that big old ladder. But, you know, certainly for divers, if you're shooting fish, climbing up and down that ladder with fins on is something you can actually do.
Okay, right.
Pretty impressive.
So being a twin engine, and not necessarily so true anymore, but you know, it used to be if you went offshore, you had two engines. You didn't go offshore in a single engine, just because of reliability and stuff. But today's engines are so reliable, you don't really need to worry about that. If you had an engine failure on one of them wanted to trim it up, would this boat get up on plane on one engine?
Yeah, you can plane on one motor on the 235 center and 235 dual, our entire lineup. So we have a couple of models where, you know, depending on the load and fuel on board and people on board, you might have to help it out a little bit, right? Get your family to move up front just for a minute, but the idea and the understanding for sure is we can plane on one motor. and maybe you pick up a rope or spin a hub or whatever the case may be. But instead of coming home at 6 knots, you can roll up on plane and get home a lot quicker. So yeah, that's a big deal.
Okay. All right, Chad, thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate
And
the time.
just out of curiosity for my viewers, what is the price on one of the 235s?
Normal selling price, I believe, will range depending on those few options that we went through, somewhere between 150 and 160,000.
Okay, and does that include trailer as well?
It does not. Trailers are put together different manufacturers, and your local dealer can do that with you as well.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much.